Okay. All right. You can hear me okay? Okay. Allie, thank you for asking me to do this. And I just want you to know I am nervous about tonight. Because I took away a lot from it, from the confidence building training that I did with Rachel. And I have so much to say and share, but I don't know where to start or how to say everything. So just bear with me. um One of the biggest things that I took away from that is she told us to think about how we talk to ourselves. So when we are inspiring others, we are usually doing really well with that. But then when we look at something that's going on in our business, we're like, oh, I could have done that better. I could have, like we beat ourselves up a lot. And it's like, why would you do that? If you're going to be kind to somebody else, you should be kind to yourself, because the way you talk to yourself is what you're going to start to believe. And that's going to show through your actions, the way you say things and everything, and how you do your business. So that was one of the biggest things. In the very beginning, she had us do what we call I statements. So we worked on where we made I statements and we talked about our strengths, like I am good at recruiting, or I'm not. I'm just using examples. Okay. Or I'm a rock star at customer service. We like wrote down like all the strengths that we had. Um, and she encouraged us to do journaling, which I have to say you've also encouraged me to do, is journaling. You talk about that so much. And she goes, one thing you're going to find is when you're journaling, if something good happens or something bad happens, you're going to catch yourself writing those negative thoughts. And you can catch it and backtrack and be like, no, scratch that out and find a different way to write it so it's on a positive note. Whether it's something that you could do better next time, or maybe it's the way that you handle the situation. You want to do it better. So that was another thing I took away. Definitely getting out of our comfort zones. I know it's scary, very scary, but the way to build our self-confidence is to step out of that. And that's how we're going to grow and build our skills, because we're learning. And the only way we're going to learn is if we try new things. So that was pretty big. Be resilient to change. That was another one. And to know that it's not our fault when change happens, whether we lose a teammate, or we lose a customer. Most of the time it's not our fault. Most of the time it's them. Or let's say the business compensation plan changes. That's not our fault, but we have to learn to kind of roll with the punches type of thing. Kind of look for the good in it and just kind of keep pushing through. The one thing she kept saying, and I keep repeating it in my mind, was there are 6 billion people on Facebook. That's what she always said. She goes, there are people that need what you have. They may not know it yet, but they need or want what you have. And that's why she really encourages us to keep posting. She does different trainings. Keep talking about what we have, talk about it confidently, but share it, how it's helped us, how it's helped others. And she really talked about picking like 3 to 5 items. Like we have over 20 items. We can't focus on all 20 items. So pick like the top 3 or 5 and build our knowledge on that. And we'll be more confident about sharing about those. Oh, this was a really good one. She always talked about creating the avatar, our avatar. I could never understood what that meant. I was struggled with that. I'm like, what is she talking about? And basically what it was creating our customer. So she broke it down for us. And so we sat down and we did like a chart, and it was like, let me just look real quick. Where did I have it? Right here. Hold on. Where did I write that? Oh, right here. Okay. So we created our target market. So we started what the problem was, then what's the fear, then their desires, and the impact that it would have if we helped them with that. And I finally sat down and I did that. And she was like, wow, you did so good, but you can break it down more. I was like, okay. She goes, let's just pick headaches. We're going to pick headaches. She goes, you could break that down. Okay, that's your problem. That is somebody's problem. Then what is their fear with the headaches? And you can go into like they miss out on their kids' sports, family events because all they want to do is sleep, where they can't stand light or loud noises. And then break it down into like what are their desires, what do they desire, and then how it would impact their life if you were to help them change that and help them feel better. So it was taking each little piece of it and breaking it down. So it's kind of helped me be more confident in my content, which is really super awesome. But I go more towards, because I didn't suffer with headaches. I was more like weight loss, mental clarity, sugar cravings. That's where all mine was. So I kind of relate more to that, because I always struggled. Like, I want to help everybody with everything, but I can't cover everything. So you kind of do more of that in your personal conversations, basically.
I love the idea to focus on 5 things, which is
Yeah.
great because I think that to me that immediately makes my brain think like, oh, that's so much easier because I can talk about weight loss, but like that wasn't necessarily a thing for me. So it's harder for me to go through it, that whole process, but focusing on like 5 things, like, the way that Probio 5 got rid of my psoriasis and the way that the kids stuff helps them. Like I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah. So it really helped me to hone in on this is who I want to help. Creating my avatar is what it did.
Who's your avatar? I want to know. I remember you told me that you were going to do that. Did you ever come up with like who your ideal customer is?
Not really, because I started breaking down each one. So I'll have to send you a copy of my first one.
Okay. Yeah.
The problem, I have headaches, migraines, can't focus, lack of mental clarity, energy, wanting to sleep all the time. She goes, take each one of those. That's an avatar. So it's not putting all of them in one as an avatar. It's taking each one, that's an avatar, and then breaking it down even more is how she explained it to me. So that's what I'm working on next. Oh, and she has so many stories. Like when she's training and stuff, I love her stories. So one of the things, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I used one of her posts today.
Oh,
I think it was like the second or third post I saw in the group, and I was like, that one, and I put it up, and it has like 50 something comments on it.
yes, I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
So this one really, I love this one because, I struggle with leadership and building a team, because I struggle with the fact that I'm not making a lot of money yet. But I keep reminding myself, it will come. It will come. And she said to us, she goes, your prospect doesn't care how much money you're making. They don't care about that. What they're going to focus on is if they like you, first of all. Then they're going to want to know who's your mentor, like you're my upline. Where am I getting my training from? She's going to be like, that's what people are looking for, is who they can work with. It doesn't matter that you don't know everything or you're not making a bunch of money yet. They're just looking to see who they can connect with. So if somebody likes me, they don't care how much I make. They know they can work well with me. I was like, wow, I love that. So that has me feeling better about presenting the opportunity. The journaling, I went over that. Oh, positive affirmations. She had us write down some of those. That was really good. And I loved her meditation, the positive affirmation meditation. that just, I remember when I got done with that, I was like, I had tears coming down my face. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so good right now. I felt so good about myself. I was like, I am worthy of this. Why would I not be? I'm working for this. I am worthy of this. I can do this. I am passionate about products. She talked about self-care and making sure that we have boundaries. You know, we got to stay in that positive space. Believe in ourselves. Believe that we can do this. Believe that we can help people. We know our products work. Um, and the more that you say your affirmations, the more you'll believe it and it will come true because that's what you believe.
I have to say with her meditation, I did try to get through 2 times now and have been interrupted both times. But the second time I made it further through, and some of the things that she was like, saying, I was repeating, and I was like, I've never said that out loud, but I believe it. I believe it about myself, but I've never said it out loud. I don't know why, but I was like, oh. And I mean, I haven't been able to get through the whole thing, but the second time I did try it and I got further before my kid was like, why does the TV have no sound?
I love that.
Yeah, but it was good to hear, like, almost just to like hear myself say things just made it stick even more.
Yes.
Yeah. Things that I think we should be saying, but like we don't say out loud about ourselves. So that was really cool.
That's the thing. Like when we're talking to a friend or one of our children and we're trying to do that positive thing, we're saying it out loud to them. Why wouldn't we say it out loud to ourselves? And I have to tell you too, like my kids, now that they're older and they see my journey and what I've gone through, they're like, Mom, I'm so proud of you. That's great. Or just different things. And I'm like, wow, and I start to say them to myself. It's nice to hear it, but it's also nice. You got to talk to yourself in a positive way. So, and I work very hard to keep myself in a positive mindset. And what I mean by that is, and Allie's going to know where I'm going with this. So back, I don't know, has it been 4 months, Allie, since we lost, what's her name? And we started seeing now I love to support people, but this particular thing that I went through with one of my teammates, I couldn't see her post. I couldn't see her friends post. It brought me down. So for me as a boundary, and I felt bad doing it, but it helped me, is I stopped following them on social media. I'm still friends with them, but I don't see their post. So that's not popping up at my face all the time. So that has really, really helped because I don't want to see that. It annoyed me. So just, setting those boundaries and knowing that, no, this isn't good for me. I have to stop doing this. I have to stop engaging in this or whatever. And I have to tell you too, because I've talked to Allie about this. I had a fear of, I don't know why. I'm really nervous right now. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm so sorry. I had a fear of making a lot of money. I had a fear of being successful. And I told that to Rachel and she goes, well, why is that? And for me, it was the fear of getting it, but then losing it. And specifically the money part of it. She's like, you don't have to change your lifestyle. Just keep living the way you're living, but take that money, invest it, set it aside. Just because you're making more money doesn't mean it's going to change you. And I was like, wow, that's kind of like, that just really helped me. That has helped me in the mindset that I'm okay to move forward. Once I am making good money with this, I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. So that's really helped with my confidence too. Because I almost felt like I was holding back from building because of that. It's like I wanted it really bad, but I was like, I don't know. So I'm ready to go all in. And she'll ask us too, like, how much do you want to make a month? So we set our goals. And she'd be like, some people want 5,000, some people want 10,000. Like, no, we're gonna go with 20,000. I'd love 20,000 a month. She's like, all right, then this is what you got to do. So she's really good about, like, what are your goals? Let's break them down. What's your big goal? What steps do you have to do to get there? And I do want to share too that every month, I haven't been very consistent this month, I will say, but the last couple of months, what I've done with Allie is I have written down my goals for the month, where I want my pay points to be, how many new level ones I would like, how many new level twos, and who I have in the pipeline to create a silver or senior silver. That's really helped. I think last month we reached all of them except for one thing I didn't reach, but that was okay. And it was even the trip points. I had a goal for the trip points. So that really helps, setting those goals every month and talking to your upline and setting the goals.
I have to say, I love and appreciate and have prayed for and just enjoy coming to you, asking for your goals, knowing that like you care and you're setting them and we can go over them together and see like what we need to do, how we can achieve it. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think you're awesome.
But it's like, okay, this is where I want to be, but this is what I got to do to get there. So, but it's been awesome. So you inspire me so much, and Rachel's been really inspiring me, and just really trying to stay in that positive zone. So has really helped my confidence. So
I think it's amazing. And I can see in your reels, right? The way you've just kind of picked up and are on fire with your reels, like your people are going to see that. Your confidence is so like new woman, honestly. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, look at, I can't even keep up with her posting. Like I can't even keep up with all of it, but it's so good. And it's so, authentic, feels very authentic. I don't ever feel like it's salesy or like pushing anything in my face. Like you're doing a great job. So I'm really glad you were able to share everything. And hopefully this was like good practice for tomorrow's call.
Yeah, that one I feel like is gonna be like a little bit bigger. Like I'm like shaking in my skin right now. I'm like, ah.
Well, you did great. You did great. So you could just find me and pretend you're talking to me on there or something.
Oh, I'm gonna find your face. I'm gonna be like zoning right in.
Yeah.
So I hope it's helpful.
That was great. I thought it was great. Christy says in the comments, bringing the heat. Boundaries do feel weird sometimes, but so freeing. Then she said, you're a diamond.
They are very freeing. I'm like, yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. That was great. Do you have anything else you need to add at all?
Just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
We have an amazing product, and we all have this desire to share it and help people, and just keep telling yourself that and just keep working it, because you'll get there.
Yay.
So
Thank you
you're
so
welcome.
much, Anna. Stop recording.